Hi friends, it's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Welcome to another Strong Qigong on a chilly morning in North Florida outside my hometown of St. Augustine, where I grew up. We had a fun one today, and I wanted to share with you some of the important things we do with Strong Qigong. You know, this is something I use with employers around the US and internationally to give people the opportunity to work on their focus. And our visualizations are a way we get there. They're traditional, and we do things like sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath so that you learn how to use your prefrontal cortex to take command of your brainstem and your midbrain. And then from there, we went into another classic. This one is from the Qigong tradition, and it's called Cleansing the Inner Body. After we do that one, we move into another classic we do here in Strong Qigong that we call Blowing on the Embers of the cauldron of the heart, the cauldron of the mind, and the cauldron of the body. These are versions of non-sleep deep breaths that neuroscientists use and teach people how to control their autonomic nervous system. Then we went into our alignment, our postural work, and our warm-ups, which brought us into today's program. Today, we did Dig in the Garden, which set us up for another classic. Dig in the Garden is from the Tai Chi tradition. We went into another Tai Chi classic known as Draw Back and Push. From Draw Back and Push, we went into looser forms. Something called silk reeling, which is kind of like calisthenics for Tai Chi, Qigong, and Shaolin martial arts. We did two-handed silk reeling, and then we went into an independent hand silk reeling that we call wax off in honor of the old Karate Kid movies. From wax off, we went into a single leg stance we call holding the urn. That's actually a classic from the Shaolin tradition. It's actually a meditative pose. And then we finished up with our alignment and our visualization as always. So I hope you enjoy today's class. I hope you participate as much as you can. I've been watching the community on YouTube and it's growing, so thank you for joining us. And don't forget to do all the things that keep the algorithm liking us. Things like subscribing and commenting and sharing and hitting that like button and that notification bell. Do all that and we'll get together again and again for Strong Qigong. So, as always, we start with our breath work. And if you feel comfortable doing so, join me. Take some long, slow, deep, silent breaths and make them deep and slow, quiet and even, in through the nose and out from the mouth, in through the belly and out from the chest, in through the heart and out from the mind. The reason we say that is because that's a martial arts technique, and that is pursing the lips and exhaling from the mouth allows us to control that exhale, which is a key component of Tai Chi, Qigong, and the Shaolin martial arts. So begin your breathing there as if blowing through a straw. And then as you do, we'll work our way into our breath work. And our breath work begins by starting to focus on every breath cycle. Now, every breath cycle, as we know, has an inhale and an exhale, or a yin-hale and a yang-hale. And we know that the key to taking a deep breath isn't how much we draw in through the nose. The key to taking the deep breath is how much we puff out from the mouth, blowing through a straw. So remember, at the bottom of every breath cycle, you still have reserve capacity in the lower lobes of your lungs. You have two floating ribs that are not attached to your rib cage. When you get to the bottom of your breath, see if you can puff out a little more air. And then notice the inhale is much deeper. That's the key to a deep breath. As we say in Strong Qigong, the key to taking a deep breath isn't how much we draw in. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we puff out at the bottom of every breath cycle. So begin to focus on every breath cycle. Squeeze a little more air out. And then we use our first visualization. And visualization is a key component also of Tai Chi, Qigong, and Shaolin traditions. So, the visualization, if you're comfortable with your eyes closed, is someone handing down to you through generations the mind you use today. And that's visualized as a samurai sword. And as you breathe, you imagine you're inhaling and drawing one side of that sword towards you across the stone of your breath. When you get to the end of your inhale, you flip that blade over, and then through pursed lips, you exhale and push the blade from you. Once you get to the end of the exhale, you flip the blade and you draw it back to you. Using this visualization, you focus where that blade meets that stone, where your mind meets that breath. And as you do, we get into our final confinement, if you will, that final focus, and that is when you flip the blade. When you get to the end of your breath and you begin the inhale, look for that moment. When you get to the end of the exhale, same thing. Look for that moment. Focus on that. You're using your forebrain to take the wheel of your brain stem and slow your cruise control down. And you're also having your forebrain telling your midbrain to sprinkle it with more dopamine. So this is how we sharpen our focus. And it's a great visualization to do so. And a few more breaths in this manner, through closed eyes and pursed lips as if blowing through a straw. Focus on the fleeting moment where out-breath becomes in-breath and in-breath becomes out-breath. And after you've done a couple more of these, when you feel comfortable, invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. As we begin our warm-ups, the yoga neck roll is where we start. We take a deep breath in through the nose, we purse lips as if letting air out of the balloon, and blowing through a straw, we drop the chin to the chest. When we inhale again, we inhale and sweep one ear past one shoulder. As we purse lips, we exhale slowly across the chest and inhale opposite ear past opposite shoulder through the nose. So cross the chest with pursed lips, inhale through the nose, ear past shoulder, and rock from side to side. This is your vagus nerve giving you information from your lungs, from your trunk, and your phrenic nerve controlling your breath and your diaphragm, and you're synchronizing everything, getting everything to move in unison and move in concert and in synchronization. And it's a great place to start as we work our way down the kinetic chain. So the next time your chin pauses at your chest, inhale the chin back upright, and we'll get into the upper respiratory sinus. Starting with our shoulder girdles, we inhale and loop those shoulder girdles forward and upward. We bring them around back and we squeeze them downward and backward, and we continue in that manner. Calibrate your movement with your breath. Inhale and rise. Exhale, squeeze and fall. Big circles, as big as you can make them. And if you feel like I do, that your knees begin to just fall in rhythm with your shoulder girdles, do it. And continue to loop in this manner. As we begin to work our way down our upper extremities, we'll get into our elbows. And when our shoulders drop, we'll cross wrists with gentle fists, and we'll begin to loop the elbows. Same breath, opening the chest, and if you're comfortable doing so, looking upward so that you get that full opening of the chest and you squeeze the shoulder blades behind you on the way down. Well done. Now, as our hands are crossing wrists with gentle fists at the bottom, the next time they drop, when you feel comfortable doing so, open your palms upwards and get your arms involved. Big inhale. And exhale out, stretching down. Inhale and loop up. Exhale and down. Beautifully done. What a great way to open up the upper respiratory sinus and the middle dantian, the heart center. Opening it up towards the sky. And then we'll leave just as we came. The next time your hands drop, cross wrists with gentle fists and go back to those elbow loops. And just roll open the chest. With every inhale, squeeze downward, and then we'll finish where we started with the shoulder girdles, relaxing the hands and arms and just looping forward and upward, squeezing downward and backward with every breath. Beautifully done. As we work our way down into the lower respiratory sinus, the next time the hands and arms drop, simply relax and turn towards one hand and begin your scooping and tossing from side to side. Scooping with palm up, tossing with palm down, and if you're comfortable doing so, your eyes follow your hand, and your hand follows your breath, and your breath follows your mind. So inhale as you scoop up, exhale down behind you from side to side. Beautifully done. And as we did earlier, we'll work our way up the upper extremities. So begin to loop each elbow and throw a big elbow strike back, looping. Beautifully done. From side to side. Big elbow loops. And then finishing up in the shoulder girdle, begin to loop each shoulder girdle dramatically. Big loops, side to side. Now we notice we're shifting weight and we're turning trunk, and we can use this trunk turn to our advantage in our momentum. We begin to simply flail the arms from the body and go right into ragdoll. As we breathe deep and slow, quiet and even, in through the nose, out from the mouth, in through the belly, out from the chest, in through the heart and out from the mind. Continue from side to side, and from ragdoll go right into pellet drum. Use your momentum to slap or tap the top of the opposite shoulder and the low back with the back of the hand. Well done. And as you slap or tap the top of the shoulder, when you feel comfortable, advance to the top of the chest, up around the collarbone, somewhere safe to slap or tap. And after you've worked the top of the chest up around the collarbone, find those floating ribs we were just talking about at the bottom of the rib cage, and begin to slap or tap down there. In gratitude for all they do to help us squeeze out a little more air at the bottom of every breath cycle, and then drop the hands to the hips. Beautifully done. We've got the upper half of the body warmed up. We'll work towards the bottom half now. You can let your hands drift to your hips and begin the big looping hula hoops we know as stirring the bowl. In Strong Qigong, we use that because East meets West, and we're always describing ancient techniques in modern vernacular. So we know that pelvis means bowl in Latin, and whichever direction you chose, simply pause and begin to loop the hips in the opposite direction. So it's like holding the bell of a wine glass, swirling the last little bit of wine around in the glass, stirring the bowl. Beautifully done. Now you can invite your center of gravity, your lower dantian, to settle within your base of support and widen your base of support a little bit wider so you can drop down into mabu, the horse riding stance. You should be able to easily bob a little bit, just like an old Western. For the Great Bear swings, we take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we turn our shoulders, drop all the way down, exhaling with pursed lips. Then inhale to the opposite side, exhale, pursed lips, control the exhale all the way across. Inhale, pause, and exhale across from side to side. And you can invite your hands to wind up where they find themselves comfortably on your thighs. Inhale and rise, control the exhale all the way across. Beautifully done. The Great Bear swings from side to side. Well done. On your next exhale, you can simply pause at the bottom Inhale your trunk upright and begin shifting weight on the figure 8. So rocking from side to side your little boat on your moonlit night, on your placid Lake Junaluska if you're up in western North Carolina, or on the Matanzas River down here in North Florida. And you rock from side to side, taking attention to keep your trunk upright. So you're moving from the hips, proper Tai Chi and Qigong form. As you change direction, round that corner. So you're almost dancing. Beautifully done. And this is how we move from the lower dantian and keep all 3 dantian stacked perfectly on one another like those 3 smooth river rocks we always describe. Beautifully done. Now, as you return to center, shift weight to one foot, raise the opposite toe, then shift weight to the other foot and raise its toe. Go back and forth, like so. As we started up around our head and neck, we're finishing up at the lower end of our kinetic chain, wakening up the very bottom, ankles, feet, and knees. Beautifully done. Then finally, you can settle in the middle, bring your feet back into your comfortable center stance. I'm gonna hike everything up here, good. And then we just have the wrist sands and forearms left. Remember your Lao Gong points, the gentle fist, raise all fingers except middle, and where the middle meets the palm is an important energy center known as Lao Gong points in the ancient Asian literature. We lead with our Lao Gong points. We take a deep breath in. As we exhale, our palms lead downward and our knees soften. We roll wrists as we inhale and the palms lead upward. And we exhale back down in this manner, rising and falling with every breath. In through the nose and out from the mouth. This is Qigong breathing. And we use our next Qigong visualization, and this one is a classic, that's known as cleansing the inner body. So again, if you're comfortable doing so with eyes closed, use your upper dantian and use the power of your own visualization, imagination, concentration, and meditation. With every inhale, as the Lao Gong points rise, you're drawing up a glowing mist from the core of the earth through the soles of your feet, through the trillions of cells of your inner body. And when you go to roll wrists and the Lao Gong points begin to follow downward, you visualize that glowing mist in the upper dantian becomes a glowing rain, and that glowing rain becomes a washing down through the trillions of cells, back through the soles of the feet and back into the earth. So this classic meditation and movement is called cleansing the inner body. With every inhale, a glowing mist rises, collects in your upper dantian. With every exhale, a glowing rain falls and washes the inner body. And this is done in preparation for all that follows. So the next time your hands rise, you invite them to pause at heart height in a hugging stance for this ancient meditative pose known as stand like tree. And if you can do so with eyes closed, do so and use the full power of your visualization. Through long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our spine gently stretches with every breath, pulling in both directions. This is known as the string of pearls in the ancient Asian literature. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance, like a mighty oak on a mountaintop in the Blue Ridge. And those 3 smooth river rocks, our upper, middle, and lower dantian, rest peacefully on one another, as if we carefully selected, gathered, balanced, and stacked 3 of the smoothest river rocks we could find on life's river's edge. With soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the warm-ups and the chi we stirred. From the yoga neck rolls through all of those arm and elbow and shoulder rolls, from the great bear swings through stirring the bowl and shifting weight on a figure eight. We see it and feel it. And that's part of our inner visualization. And through closed eyes and pursed lips, our hands begin the slow journey downward, till our thumbs find their destination crossed over the belly button, and our folded fingers rest peacefully below, in the area known in the ancient Asian literature as the lower dantian, the seat of qi energy and the cauldron of the body. Through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body, and we delight in the growing, glowing light with each extended exhale. And with each deep ensuing inhale, we draw the light upward and outward. We begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the middle dantian, the seat of compassion and emotion. We blow on the embers of both cauldrons, filling the inner galaxy with bright, warm, silken qi energy until it spills beyond our inner galaxy, and it bathes the space between us with the same bright, warm, silken qi energy. And may your body be strong, and may your heart be calm. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it as your hands begin the slow melting to your side, and you slowly, gently let your eyes flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. We are ready. We step into the center of our little boat, and the hand on this side of your room or screen makes a gentle fist that floats before the heart. The hand on this side covers it. Together, we take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect between us. As we inhale ourselves back upright in gratitude for this tradition, we exhale and our hands melt down. When we inhale again, we inhale those Lao Gong points an inch or so apart above us, and exhale slowly down our center line. This is centering the qi, where we begin and end. We do it again. This time we inhale and the palms come together. The Lao Gong points touch. We exhale down our center line, pausing at the middle dantian as the Shaolin do. When we inhale, elbows rise and wrists straighten. When we exhale, the hands melt down, just as the Shaolin do. We're ready now to step back out into our little boat. Unlock both knees. When we inhale, those Lao Gong points an inch or so apart again. As we exhale down, our knees and hands move in concert with our breath. So as we inhale, we float. As we exhale, we melt. We rise and fall in concert with the breath. This is where you get to calibrate your movement. You can decide how high you reach. You can decide how low you go. Your only goal is to keep those three smooth river rocks resting peacefully on one another. Beautifully done, syncing the qi. Well done. Now, the next time your hands rise, invite your eyes to follow them upward. Lao Gong points, 6 or 8 inches apart, grasping an invisible ball. And then exhale down, and when you get to the bottom, scoop forward and outward and inhale up. And then continue this looping movement as your eyes follow your hands follow your breath. As the Lao Gong points hold the silken ball of qi energy between them. This is digging in the garden from the Tai Chi tradition. Again, you decide how high, you decide how low. Just keep your 3 smooth river rocks resting peacefully on one another. Well done. Now, the next time your hands drop, we'll begin to tighten the loop. At your lap, you'll begin to loop back towards your heart, inhaling towards your heart, exhaling down, and then inhaling again. In this manner, knees and hands float and knees and hands melt in concert with your breath. This is from the Tai Chi tradition as well. This is known as draw back and push. So you inhale as you roll back, you exhale on the way down, and then inhale upward again. Beautifully done. The Lao Gong points forming this ball of silken chi energy between the middle dantian and the lower dantian. Well done. Now the next time your hands rise, you'll notice you pass through that hugging pose just briefly. And the next time they rise, invite yourself to pause in that hugging pose momentarily and shift over to one foot, and then inhale back onto your heel. And exhale and lunge, and do it again in this manner. This is more of the traditional form of draw back and push, and the whole body involved. As you rock back and inhale, and then exhale and lunge as you push forward. Beautifully done. Now, from this classic form, from the Tai Chi tradition of draw back and push, we're going to go into a loose form we know lovingly as silk reeling. And in a moment, we're going to drag our hands across our field of vision, return to this side, and do it again. So when you feel comfortable doing so, the next time you draw across, just simply follow your hands all the way across and then return and do it again. Now, if you want to calibrate your breath, you can inhale the same way you were doing when you were rocking back on your heel. All the way across, your hands cross your field of vision. You'll notice you're leading with one of your elbows. And this elbow will be important because it'll continue this movement as we do this two-handed silk reeling. We're going to go into one of our favorites, known as the wax off or wax on silk reeling. This will be the wax off with our palms facing outward. So on this next one, when you feel comfortable, I'm going to invite you to, as you return, separate the hands and begin to simply loop in both directions. Each hand independent of the other, each hand crossing your field of vision. As your trunk turns and your body rocks the little boat on the moonlit night, on the placid Lake Junaluska or the placid Matanzas River. Beautifully done. This is silk reeling as well. This is with each hand independent of the other. You're turning trunk, you're shifting weight, your eyes following your hand. Beautifully done. From side to side. Wax off silk reeling, we call it in Strong Qigong. And now, just as we left two-handed silk reeling, we're going to return to it. So the next time you find yourself over to where you were draw back and push in silk reeling, simply let both hands combine and go back to that original move, like so. Beautifully done. Inhale, and then exhale across. And when you feel comfortable doing so, you can begin on your next turn towards the direction you started to return to draw back and push. So follow your rhythm and loop back onto the heel and lunge. Well done. Inhale and exhale. Now, as if you're in a clock type of form, slowly begin to keep this looping as you slowly begin to turn towards the front. Little at a time, not all at once, until you're back to your draw back and push, facing forward. Well done. Once you find yourself in this draw back and push movement, where we started, We'll finish up with our single leg stance, and this one is known as holding the urn. So the next time coming up, you come into this hugging the tree pose that you pass through right now, you'll simply shift weight to one foot and raise the opposite ankle. So prepare yourself. The next time the hands come up, shift weight and hold urn. Just for a moment, and then return to draw back and push. Inhale and rise. Exhale and fall. Well done. Whatever we do to the east, we'll do to the west. So in a moment, the next time your hands rise into that fleeting hugging pose, shift weight to the other foot. Raise the other ankle and hold the urn. Beautifully done. Resume, draw back and push. Inhale and rise. Exhale and fall. We'll finish up as always with our standing pose. So when you feel ready, the next time the hands rise in this draw back and push motion, you notice you pass through the hugging the tree pose. You can simply pause at heart height and stand like tree. With long neck and light head pulling upward, our heavy shoulders, our heavy tail melt downward. Between them with every breath, the spine gently stretches in each direction in the string of pearls. As our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one, our feet are parallel in that firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. And those three energy centers rest peacefully on one another as if we carefully selected, we carefully balanced, we carefully stacked three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stirred. We see this dance in our mind's eye that we completed. We see digging in the garden. We see draw back and push. We see the two-handed silk reeling. We see the wax-off silk reeling. And we see holding the urn. We enjoy this inward show given to us gratefully by our upper dantian. As we do, if eyes are closed, we enjoy it, and the hands begin the final journey downward. The thumbs crossing over the belly button, and the folded fingers resume warming on the cauldron of the body as we resume blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body. Through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body. We delight in the growing, glowing light with each extended exhale as the embers respond. We draw the light upward, and now we complete by blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the mind. In gratitude for this beautiful inward show, we enjoy our own personal visualization, imagination, concentration, and meditation as we blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, filling our inner galaxy with the brightest light yet. It spills beyond our inner galaxy. It bathes the space between us again. It spills beyond the space between us. It bathes the world around us, and it spills beyond the world around us, and it bathes our life itself with light, warm, silken chi energy. May your body stay strong. And may your heart stay calm. And may your mind stay sharp. And may your spirit stay free. Yi Dao, Qi Dao means where mind goes, Qi follows. Where intention goes, energy flows. So please, choose intentionally, choose wisely, choose peacefully. And if your eyes are closed, still enjoy it a moment longer as your hands slowly melt to your side one final time. Only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open just as a butterfly might leave a flower. We finish as always by centering the chi. We inhale those Lao Gong points up an inch or so apart, and slowly exhale down our center line. And then we step back into the center of our little boat. And the hand on this side of the room makes the fist. The hand on this side of the room covers it. Together we take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow to one another, and you give yourself a much-earned, much-deserved round of applause for being the light you made in the world today. Thank you again so very, very much.